And now I'm back in my adult record. So here's my test adult. And one of the things that I want to point out is we've added 2 records, but right now they're not attached. We know that they're in a household together, but you'll see that they're not actually attached yet. So in order to attach folks into households, we call this the global household. What we want to do is go to Manage. And once I'm here, I'm still under my adult record. I always recommend that when you're managing a household and you're adding folks to a household, pick the person who's going to be the head of household and start with that record. The person you pick is going to be the head of household should always be an adult. The only exception is maybe you're working with the runaway homeless youth and you've got a 17-year-old parent. So then that 17-year-old would be the head of household and their infant or toddler would be, or their child would not be the head of household. So once you're here, we have a few different things. So just like on the client search screen on the right-hand side, we have recent searches, and you'll see that this is a much larger list than on the client search screen. So I can either click on records here, or I can search for their name here. So if I search, the system then will give me any possible matches. So a couple things to point out. Here's my Tina 2 test kid, the one we just created. There's an add button, but if I go to this one, there's a join. Same with on the right hand side. Here's my Tina 2 test kid. I can add them by clicking here. When I see this half circle with an arrow, that's joining. What that means is if I click on here, I am taking this client and joining them to this person's household. And then this person will not be the head of household. It'll be the head of household of whoever is the head of household in that global household. Being that I want to not do that, I want to add my client. I can either click the add button here or here. When I click add, and this, again, we've got some wonky stuff going on. This usually says add to household. Then we have member type, and then we have the start date. The start date will always default to today's date. This is the start date that we are starting the household in HMIS. It's not necessarily a date of birth or date someone was married or they got together. It's when we are joining them in a household in HMIS. Then for member type, we have a whole host of things. This is really about helping us quickly understand the composition of the household. And being that we're adding the kid, we want to select son or daughter, or we can scroll down. We have stepson, we have stepdaughter, we have child. So we have some gender neutral options down here as well. I'm just going to select child, and I'm going to have my start date be today's date, and then I'm going to hit save. Now what you're going to see is on the right hand side, what has popped up is we have household members. We have our adult here, and you'll see that the member type is not set, and we have an asterisk. What this means is this denotes this person as the head of household for this global household. And then we have our child. So we're not quite done. We do need to set the member type. So to do that, I'm going to click on this edit button, and I'm going to set this one to parent. And then I'm going to hit save. And it's really that easy. When someone leaves a household, it's just as easy. If this person was leaving the household, what I would need to do is first select a new head of household. To kind of show you how that would look is I can click on this edit button, and you'll see head of household. It will let me select any of the people who are in the global household. So if I needed to change it to here, and now you'll see the asterisk has moved from Tina 2 test adult to the parent test adult. If I want to put this asterisk back here and remove this person, I will click on the edit button, pick my new head of household, and click on this. It looks like a click and slide, but it's just a click. And now I'm exiting them from the household, and I'm going to exit them tomorrow. And hit Save Changes. And what we should see happening is the asterisk changed. If I adjust the dates that they joined the household, say yesterday, actually let me do this by Wednesday, and that they actually exited on Thursday and hit save, you'll see that they're gone. So it's really easy to add and remove folks from households. Okay, so now that I'm back on the profile, what you're going to see is here's my profile record, and under household members, I now have both household members here. Once we're in a profile record, clicking on the right will take me to the other person's record. So if I click here, you'll now see that I'm in Tina 2 test kid, and my adult is listed here. And if I click on the roommate, I'm now under parent test adult record here. So it's a really nice, easy way to toggle back and forth between different clients.